Good morning, my faithful loyal YouTube subscribers. Today it is Wednesday, it is April 21st. I know I've been gone for a minute. I have had so much stuff I've had to deal with. Again, today is Wednesday, April 21st. We're still in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. The year is 2021. And in Michigan right now, we know that the pandemic is surging there, and a few other states are reporting increased hospitalization. Of course, Michigan is bearing the brunt of the variants of the COVID variant, the mutation, and there are people as we speak in Michigan in hospitals, and many are sick and dying. So, with that said, we know yesterday George Floyd's killer, the police officer who put his knee on his neck, killing and effectively murdering George Floyd, was finally found guilty. I never understood why it ever went to trial. I didn't understand that. Because I thought it was just going to be, myself personally, I thought going to trial for that case, well, we know this man was guilty as hell. We saw the video. It was just ridiculous. I mean, why didn't he just plead this case out? And why put the whole country? I couldn't even watch the trial, y'all, so I'm not going to even lie. It was on television, but I glanced at it, and I was sick of it. I was sick of what this man did to this rogue police officer and other officers who stood and watched, allowed to happen, because that could have happened to anyone. And you see people standing around while this man is being effectively killed right in front of their eyeballs, and no one's stopping because this police officer is now become a god or something, and is killing. I mean, in essence, he was in a position where he could legally murder this man, and nobody could stop him. Not other officers or even people standing around. I just found that to be very bizarre. No one attempted to get that man off that officer. And I hope all those officers who were standing there burning in jail, let them out. They all, and he gets sentenced in 2 months. I hope he never gets out of prison. Never. And those officers who stood by and did nothing, I hope they also end up in prison time, and they also serve a lot of time in prison for their foolish, ignorant behavior that day. There is no way in hell I could have stood there and watched another police officer on my force do this to anybody. I would not have allowed this. So I don't know. I couldn't have watched this and stood there like this officer. They saw what he was doing. They saw it with their own eyes, and they didn't seem to care. How cold and how heartless can you be? So now, I mean, the riots and all this stuff last year, all this rioting and stuff, and people tearing shit up and everything. Y'all going after the wrong people. Who they should have went after was them officers who were standing there that day killing that man. They should have whooped them officers' ass that fucking day. That could have been ended right there. I mean, it just went around and breaking into Walmart and Target and tearing shit up and burning out. What the fuck is that going to do? Nothing. Because the police officers are still out here killing folks. As I was saying, it doesn't make no sense to tear down these stores and burn down shit and do all this stuff, etc. It wouldn't make more sense to go after the real killers. They standing right in front of you in many instances. These officers, and everybody's quick to point out not all officers, and I do agree not all officers. There are bad apples everywhere, but the bad apples should not be allowed to murder someone in broad daylight with other people standing around and nobody do nothing. I just don't get it. But anyway, as for this fear of the police, I've never had any fear of the police. I don't get it. A lot of people saying they're so scared of the police. If y'all was so afraid of the police, y'all would have did everything in y'all powers to take control of these police departments and make sure that somebody like you look like that inside that police force. If y'all scared of the police, then go work for the police and take over the damn police department. That ain't that damn hard to fucking do. Black folks got to get up off their fucking asses and quit. It's just, to me, this bitching and complaining. If you don't like the police that you have in there, have them fired, dismissed, and y'all take over the police departments. Go in and make sure that your people are hired in there. Make sure that your family members and friends and people get hired in the police department. If you have fear of the police or you don't like how they're tormenting your neighborhoods. Some police are insane and should not be on the police force. We all know this. Some police officers should not be in those jobs. So we have to make sure that they get shoved out, fired, and dismissed. You do realize y'all paying for these services. As for that, the family, George Floyd's family got this multi-million-dollar money settlement. Who y'all think the money came from? The taxpayers. They paid it. The police, I don't know. It's just this fear. Y'all don't want to vote. You don't want to go out. The last election in Georgia, I was pleasantly surprised to see so many black people show up at the polls. And when people say voting don't matter, they need to have their tongue ripped out their fucking mouth. If you are a fool that think voting don't matter, please go kill yourself. Because we don't want you on planet Earth no more because you are stupid. There are countries around the world who would love to have the opportunity that we have to walk into a polling booth and vote. And y'all talking about your vote don't matter. You are ignorant, motherfucker. Your life don't matter. Get the fuck out of here. You're ignorant. Voting is what matters. And when you put sheriffs in place, for the first time in Georgia, Gwinnett County and Cobb County have black sheriffs. Change is coming that's good for those counties. To stop those counties were racist as hell. So now we can have a sheriff in there who can do something. It ain't gonna happen overnight, but he's gonna have to root out that evil problem down there with these evil racism exists. We all know it. You'd be a fool not to think that racism don't exist. It exists everywhere, and everywhere you go. This country's founded on racist beliefs. And it ain't going no place, y'all. It ain't going nowhere. I've said a million times in these videos, white people created Niggerville. That's the reason why you see the problems that we have. They're responsible for most of the bad shit you see going on in our neighborhoods. These cities were destroyed when white folks packed their shit up and left. Now gentrification is bringing them back in here. They see something they like and they coming back. And they getting it for cheap too. Or they were getting it for cheap. That shit high now. But anyway, I was pleasantly surprised to find out that he died. But I kind of knew that officer was going to be found guilty. Because there was no way in hell he was going to get away with what he had done. But we all know for a fact, white police officers walk into court, guilty of sin, and walk right back out that damn door. Free. So I was sitting there waiting for the verdict on pins and needles. And I'm like, if they let this man go, all hell gonna break loose. Because folks gonna be pissed and upset. And for the first time in my life, I don't believe in that protesting and bullshit and all that stuff. It doesn't do any fucking good. In my opinion, you just marching up and down the street. They ain't them folks that matter don't give a fuck about you. And you're marching and protesting, you're just wearing out a good pair of Nikes. Breaking down some shoes, they don't care. You want to make change, you walk into that voting booth. You see how Georgia tried to change these voting laws? Because they saw black folks got up off their fucking asses and voted. Do not listen to any dumb motherfucker that tell you your vote don't matter. They a goddamn fool. The only way you're going to change this country is to get into these polls and put people in position who represent you for what you want to believe in. That's how change happens. Marching up and down Peachtree Street or whatever street and tearing shit up ain't going to solve no problems. None. Now you went up in neighborhoods and burned down them white folks' houses. Now we might be on to something. Because they don't give a fuck about that Target. They don't give a fuck about that Walmart you looted. But loot their neighborhoods and see what happens. Yeah, you might be on to something with that one. We'll see. But ultimately, y'all got to get up off your asses and participate in the system. You don't want to like the police officers, then go work for the police force. Change it from within. Get on at the police force. Hire them, make sure, I've seen this happen. I grew up in Gary, Indiana. People talk shit about Gary, but I know Gary had an all-black police force, black mayor, black educators, black teachers. At one point, Gary was a great place, but the white folks drained Gary of his resources and then destroyed Gary just like they did the Wall Street and over in, what's that country? That state over in Iowa. Or Black Wall Street, I forget what state and city that was, St. Louis or something, I don't know, can't remember. Like any city, when black folks in Gary, Cleveland, and Detroit, and even Chicago, when there were large groups of black middle-class blacks, or what we call middle-class blacks, then white folks didn't like it, they tried everything in their power to destroy those cities, and they did. because they didn't want blacks to have power. Black folks can have power. They just got to get up off their boats and participate. Atlanta could be a prosperous, great city for black folks. One thing black folks, another dumb thing black folks need to start doing is they come to Atlanta to party. We can't party forever, y'all. You got all these gay folks in Atlanta, all they want to fucking do is party and fucking have sex. That's it. They have not tried to do anything to take this city to another level. They don't have no political power in the city. How could you have all these black gays and they don't control shit? Barely got control of their damn dick and asshole. I look at these gays in Atlanta, they ain't doing shit here. Nothing. And if you say something, they get pissed. But it's the fucking truth. They ain't did shit here. I've been here for years and these black gays ain't got shit. We should have had black-owned restaurants, black gay-owned restaurants, stores. They love wearing all this expensive fashion, these expensive clothes and stuff. Support your own black designers. We should have black councilmen and citymen and mayors and nothing. These gays do nothing here. Nothing but get fucked in the ass and pass around fucked up ass diseases. And when you bring it up, they get pissed. I can't stand Walter. What you can't stand me for? I'm not the one around here fucking around like a dog in heat, passing diseases around. You can't tell these motherfuckers nothing. And we have no control over shit in this city, but there's millions of them here. Millions. And they ain't got shit and don't control nothing. They ain't got nothing. Don't own any damn thing. There's a couple of restaurants. They should have own nightclubs, restaurants, movie theaters, department stores, everything. All these niggas buying clothes and shoes. Where? Nothing. Nothing. That's how black folks are. See, I'm not a clothing person. I buy most of my stuff. Y'all, I don't buy expensive clothes. For what? That shit gonna get tore up over here. By the time I threw that shit in the washing machine, yeah, I do go dry clean some items, but not a whole lot of stuff. But I'm looking at, every time I scroll through Instagram, I see all these black folks with these expensive ass fucking clothes on by all these European designers. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It don't make sense. It don't make no sense. Support your own people, but at some point, like, find a black designer that you like and buy his stuff. Or buy his clothes. Support these people. Why you got to have these European designers on your back, I don't understand it. Never have. But I look through Instagram and I see all these expensive clothes these niggas be wearing, and I just say, and they got to show the shoes and this, and they think and I'm thinking, why are you wearing these white folks shit? No, seriously, why y'all wearing these white folks shit? I don't get it. I don't buy it. What's the point? We would never, ever, ever control our destiny if all our money is given to these other racist communities don't give a fuck about your black ass. They don't care about you. So kids give them your fucking money. Running up in these expensive stores, buying this expensive shit to a community, to a designer who don't give a fuck about you. And really don't want you wearing their shit. You are stupid. But that's what they do. It's been going on for years and never gonna change. There are black designers out there who might like nice clothes. Support them. Support somebody who look like you. Quit giving your money to people that don't give a fuck about you. And that's one of the things I dislike about the black community, and particularly the black gay community. These people, there's something wrong with these guys here. So I keep my fucking distance. And when you try to talk to them, you don't want to hear shit, you have to say. They do not want to fucking hear it. You can't tell these niggas shit. Nothing. They don't want to vote. They don't register. They barely got driver's license. I didn't mess with you. I said, they don't have an ID. Don't even have a driver's license. I'm like, okay, what is going on here? And they flock to Atlanta to do nothing with their lives. They come here to do nothing. Nothing. That's why I don't want them around me. I have a beautiful apartment. People are like, what do we want to have? Can we come over and just, no, you can't, you niggas can't come up here and mess up my shit and sit on my damn couch and do nothing. We want to play some spades. Is there other things to do besides fucking play spades? And cards? And cookouts? And parties? And turn up? That's all you motherfuckers can think about? Get the fuck out of my face. I don't want them around me. You get sick of it. They never want to come over and say, let's sit down and open up a business, Walter. Okay, I'm listening. Come on in, let's sit down. What are we going to do? Now, if they want to come over here and talk business, my door is open. I'll put my mask on, we can sit down. Y'all want to come here and do something? I'm not all for it. You want to get together to open up a business or create something, even just have a discussion about it. Let's do it. I'm down for it. But you want to come over here and talk about a bunch of fucking bullshit. You want to hang out and party and fucking sex and drugs and dance and party. Woo, and I don't give a fuck about that shit. And I stopped caring about that decades ago. That's why I keep my fucking distance from you niggas. Now, like I said, if y'all want to start a business group where we can sit down and discuss viable business opportunities and shit that we can do that can change our lives and our communities, I'm down for it. But trying to find niggas who want to discuss that is like looking for a needle in a fucking haystack. You ain't gonna find them. They talk shit, but when it comes down to action, them niggas nowhere to be found. I be sitting here alone with the little cheese orders I ordered and the little bottles of water and think, okay, we gonna have a business meeting, waiting for folks to show up. But let me crank up this grill and throw some ribs on there. You niggas will tear down this damn door. I've been down this path and done it. But anyway, now I don't want this to turn into a random raving video. Black people have got to take control of their own destiny and stop this bullshit. It makes me sick of the shit I see here in Atlanta. I'm coming to Atlanta, 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 I'm coming to Atlanta. For what? Why are you coming here? Over the culture. What fucking culture? Deadly shootings on Friday night at every club in town? That's the type of culture you coming here for? You could have stayed at home for that. Talk to these niggas and see what they're on their minds, what they're trying to do. When it comes to trying to take care of business, these black folks, not all, but the vast majority don't even have it here to even start. Nothing will change until we sit down and come up with a game plan. How do we want our city to go? You got all these black folks in Salter Cab, and Salter Cab look like a fucking hurricane that swept through there. You would swear to God a Category 5 hurricane has swept through there, but ain't no hurricanes didn't touch Salter Cab and look like that forever. I say, my God, I go out there and say, and they always say, Salter Cab County is the largest middle class, and Prince George County in Maryland. And I look at these counties and I say, this shit look like a hellhole. Now, I've been to Prince George County outside of Baltimore, and in Baltimore, outside of Washington, D.C. This was years ago. I don't know what it looked like now, but I know what Salter Cab looked like. I done rode all through that hellhole. Little pockets of it is nice, but the vast majority of shit, you can keep that mess. This is what we call black middle class. We doomed. But when I say this to people, they get pissed. They get angry. And I'm like, do they have blinders on? Do you not see what I see? Because you will get killed out there in Salter Cab if you're not careful. They will kill you out there. There's a lot of poverty out there. A lot of poverty. You would swear you was in a third world country. I could put you in my car and go show you some neighborhoods where niggas are living. You're going to say, my God, this is how they living out here in Salter Cab? Atlanta. When people show up in Atlanta, they end up in some of these neighborhoods too. Unfortunately, that's where they end up at. So, all I can say, change starts from within. We don't like what took place with George Floyd and that police officer. That officer should have never been on that damn police force. You got too many black folks in Minneapolis who running around tearing up that city, or who should have been trying to get into that police force to take control of it and work there and run that damn place. Why y'all keep letting these white folks rule over you? I don't get it. Go over there and take control of your damn self. But they're too busy doing other shit. They can't sit down and figure out how to move forward. Like I said, I'm open for business. You want to come in and discuss business opportunities with me? Let's fucking do it. But you want to call me with a bunch of fucking bullshit? Somebody called me last week talking about did you see Saturday Night Live with some cootie was wearing a dress? I don't give a fuck what that nigga was wearing. He could have been on that stage butt-ass naked, and I wouldn't have gave a damn, because it ain't putting a penny in my fucking pocket. So why the fuck would I sit around here? You should need to do a video about Cootie, rapper Cootie wearing a dress. I don't give a fuck about that man wearing no damn sundress. Why would I give a shit about that? Now, when a white guy did it years ago, Kurt Cobain did it, nobody gave a fuck. But when he did it, all of a sudden, it's all hell. This is what niggas' problems are. Who gives a fuck? But that nigga could have stood on Saturday Night Live stage, butt-ass naked. I wouldn't have gave a shit about it at all. But I'm supposed to be worried about him wearing a fucking sundress. I was like, see, some videos, some of the shit that y'all text me with, I don't have time for that ignorance. That nigga could have stood on that stage, fucking butt-ass nigga. I wouldn't have gave a fuck. Wouldn't have gave a shit. But y'all worried about him wearing a fucking sundress. That's what we talking about. Facebook has really turned me off in recent years. The bullshit you niggas be on there discussing, what you should be talking about, you ain't talking about. It's a bunch of nonsense and bullshit. That's why I said fuck Facebook. When I first got on there years ago, I thought, oh, maybe we can change the world. Maybe we do. Now I quickly learned, niggas' brains ain't set up like that. They want to talk about a bunch of fucking bullshit. From sun up to sundown. You start talking about stuff that important matters, you dust, ghost, don't nobody want to hear it. But you post a bunch of bullshit, them niggas be right there posting all day. I don't have time for the foolishness. That's why I don't even really go on Facebook that much. It's like, this is a waste of time because these niggas are too fucking ignorant and I do not have time for it. And I know y'all saying the same thing. White folks do it too. I don't give a fuck about them either and they racist ways. Because there are things that we can do, but we not doing it. I did not like what I saw that white officer do to that black man, and people stood around and fucking watched. They stood around watching. I couldn't have watched that. I would have had to lunge towards that officer and knock him off that man. I wouldn't give a fuck about that motherfucker. See, I don't have that type of fear y'all got. For what? It's just like that young man that ran and he got shot. What was he running for? He pulled him over for a traffic violation. They're going to give you a ticket or lock you up, go on to jail and get the fuck out of there. Why are you running from them? That didn't make sense to me. Stop this fucking running and take care of your goddamn business so you don't have to run. He had a warrant for his arrest because he didn't go to court. Go to fucking court. In many instances, the cases be dismissed. If you show up at court, they dismiss this shit. The court system will work with you. But if you don't show up, because you're scared of what? Nothing. Just nigga shit. It's just nigga shit. But anytime you try to talk sense to y'all don't want to fucking hear it. And do not post on my face, on my page, on my wall, that coronavirus is fake. And I don't want to hear that ignorant bull, nigga, ignorant, hillbilly, dumbass shit. I don't want to fucking hear it because I done seen what coronavirus has killed people. I don't want to hear nothing about that fake ass shit y'all talking about. The vaccines is this and that. I done took the vaccine and I'm still here alive, ranting and raving on this fucking video. This nigga, what do you want? Anyway, this is far too much time to waste on this mess. I'm glad that officer was found guilty as sin, which he was. Too bad he didn't get the death sentence for what he did. I hope he never gets out of jail. And I'm glad he's in there because he's in jail. He never even should have got a fucking bond for what he did. Now he's in jail where he will sit for the rest of his life, I hope. Hopefully, and I got a lot of shit I want to say about that. But you know what? They'll get him when he get in there. That was ruthless and disgusting what he did. But it's ruthless and disgusting when anybody takes another person's life for no reason. There's a lot of ruthless and disgusting killings every day in this country that don't make no damn sense to me. But anyway, today is Wednesday, April 21st. The year is 2021. We're in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Continue to wear your mask. Go get your vaccine. Continue to social distance. Do what you need to do to stay in good health before the coronavirus come and bite you in your motherfucking ass. I'm out of here and enjoy the rest of this fucked up ass week. Bye.